This is Valley News Live at 10.
And we begin with breaking news. We're getting word of a major crash in Clay County. Happened just before 6 this evening near Highway 10 and 117th Street North, which is between Linden and Holly. State Patrol has not released all the information yet, only saying that one person has died. They say a car driven by a 19-year-old Fargo man tried to cross Highway 10 after stopping at a stop sign, and an SUV with 3 passengers crashed into the car's driver's side. We'll update you on this story as we learn more. Stay with Valley News Live and the VNL News app for more information. Tonight, one Valley City woman is speaking out after she says her business of 2 decades flooded multiple times just in the last few weeks because of city water overflow. Valley News Team's Nishay Taylor gives us a look.
These plants get huge by fall.
Denise Majerus has owned Riverside Gardens in Valley City for the last 20 years.
There would be close to probably about 40 to 50,000 plants in here.
But the business that she built from the ground up had been underwater for the last 3 weekends.
So it was high enough to make a pretty big mess.
She says during the most recent rain and flood events, Valley City closed a nearby culvert, forcing much of the city's water runoff to overflow onto her property. And Denise says her business lost out on one of the busiest days of the year.
We could not open our doors because there was standing water in here everywhere. We lost a lot of revenue. Normally, Mother's Day weekend is a pretty good sized revenue, and we would have lost approximately in that $40,000 to $50,000.
But not only did the business lose money, she and her employees were left with a lot to clean up once the water was gone. And Denise is also currently going through one of the toughest battles of her life.
I can't be here. I am here, but I'm not supposed to be here. I am fighting cancer.
Denise says she believes the city is having a hard time keeping up with the flood waters. City officials say the city's permanent flood protection infrastructure has worked as designed to keep river waters from flooding the city. But they also say when so much rain falls in a short period of time, it can be much more difficult to pump out waters in low areas along the floodplain. Now, Denise says she just has one hope for the future.
I just hope they take me seriously from now on, and please don't ignore that this place floods very easily.
In Valley City, Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
Now, the city did provide pumps to help get the water off Majerus' property, and city officials say they've been in talks with her to buy the property from her, adding the property would be included in a future phase of the city's permanent flood protection program. Well, we can all use a little dry weather to help dry things out just a bit. Here's First Alert Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson with your latest forecast. Hutch.
Justin, thank you so much. We do have quiet conditions tonight in the FM area. In fact, some peaks of sun late in the day. Just a beautiful junior meteorologist here taking a measurement for us. Thanks so much. Caleb Olson, 4 years old out there, bitten by the weather bug, measuring the rain at 2.2 inches. Laura, thanks for sharing your photo. And check this video out, that morning commute in the FM area. While our northern neighbors battle just widespread catastrophic flooding, we had some urban flooding here in the FM area today, causing a lot of trouble for traffic here in the FM area on our Monday morning commute. And then there was some hail as well out in Lakes Country. Anywhere from up to an inch in the blues, 1 to 4 inches in the yellows and oranges, and here upwards of 7 inches in parts of Foster and Eddy County. Rain does continue, but only for a sliver up in north central portions of North Dakota near the Botno area and off into Rolla along Highway 281. Rivers across the valley are still very high in the northern valley north of Grand Forks. Some are a little bit rising, some are a little bit falling, with a trajectory in the forecast that looks pretty flat in major flood stage, meaning we're still at risk of seeing more rain added to this as well. Now, other areas are seeing a response to all this rain, like that Red Lake River in Crookston is going to go racing back up over the next couple of days. By midweek, expected to be close to major flood stage, not as high as the earlier couple of crests in the last couple of weeks. Here's a look at rising waters as well along that Cheyenne River Valley. Harwood, Lisbon, seeing rises there. We're going to keep our eyes on all these impacts, but we do have more rain coming and severe weather as well Wednesday and Thursday. Hour by hour details, Justin, here in a couple of moments.
All right, thanks. So you just talked about this a little bit. The talk of the town in Fargo today, that heavy rain causing street flooding across the metro during the morning commute. City says storm sewer system was at capacity. Then with the river a mud flood stage, the rainwater needed to be pumped out of the system. Well, it led to this. 32nd Avenue South and University Drive are among the hardest hit areas with cars stalling out on the street, leading to lots of calls for service.
We've been getting quite a few calls, mostly, my car stopped running, or I pulled over and now my car won't restart. I hear a noise, a lot of those types of complaints. So there's a number of things that can happen from driving over the water.
Newman says people shouldn't leave their cars parked in the water either, saying if parking lots beginning to flood, try driving or even pushing it to a drier spot. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum paid a visit to the Northern Valley today to survey flood damage there and the efforts to preserve the Bourbonnais Dam. He complimented the area's teamwork.
There's so few places like this where communities come together, support each other, help each other, and are practical problem solvers.
4 pumps continue to work overtime at the dam, pumping about 30,000 gallons of water per minute. Engineers say as long as the pumps can keep up, the dam will be okay, but engineers say getting fuel to those pumps is a major issue. New developments tonight after a stabbing in South Fargo. Police have now arrested a man they believe stabbed a man in the stomach on Friday. Officers say a 24-year-old man called 911 saying he was stabbed around 5 that morning. It happened in the area of 25th Street and 13th Avenue. When our team got there, police were using a loudspeaker telling someone to surrender and come out. But despite a 2-hour search and the help of a canine unit, police couldn't find a suspect. Well, tonight, Fargo police say 23-year-old Jonathan Arthur Peterson was arrested for aggravated assault in Beltrami County. This was a surveillance picture of him from back on Friday. FPD wants to thank them and the public for their help. Investigators have also arrested a mother charging her in the death of a baby found in Minnesota's Lake Pepin almost 20 years ago. Jennifer Matter of Red Wing was taken into custody this morning. Investigators say that another baby as well, a girl, was found in the Mississippi River near Red Wing back in 1999, and they believe that baby also was Matters. Both cases went unsolved for decades.
The deaths of these innocent babies have haunted our community and the countless law enforcement officers that have worked tirelessly on this case. One of these babies, a girl, would have been living her adult life at 22 years of age. The other, a boy, would have likely just graduated high school with his whole adult life ahead of him.
Matter now faces second-degree murder charges. Tonight, Fargo police are still searching for a man they say stole a car, then crashed it into a row of garages, then ran off. Happened around 1 this afternoon, the 4200 block of 9th Street South near Fargo Country Club. They said the owner of the vehicle briefly went inside but left the keys in the ignition. When he came back out, you saw a man entering the vehicle, then driving off, crashing, as you see, into garages and other cars. When officers arrived, he ran off. No word on a potential suspect. 2 elderly people are seriously injured tonight after a car crashed into a Detroit Lakes building, trapping the pair in bed. Detroit Lakes police say it happened Saturday at the Lakes Inn. Police say a driver crashed into that building, prompting first a natural gas leak and also trapping the couple inside their room, and then took off. 77-year-old Frank Benninger and 77-year-old Jacqueline Benninger were taken to a Fargo hospital for injuries. A short time later, police spotted the vehicle that they believe was involved, and they stopped the driver. 53-year-old Wade Olds was then arrested for criminal vehicular operation, driving under the influence, and failure to stop. It's a big night for North Dakota's own Chloe Fredericks. She represented the state in the grand finale of NBC's American Song Contest.
Now the fact that we're here in the top 10 is just, it doesn't feel real. It feels like a dream.
Fredericks is from western North Dakota. Unfortunately, she did not bring home the title tonight. The winning state was Oklahoma, but congratulations nonetheless. Still to come on Valley News Live at 10. Gas is now back over $4 a gallon across much of the valley. We'll show you how that compares to the national average.
Well, you can say this weather really blows, and you'll be exactly accurate. 60-plus mile-per-hour gusts today in Sisseton. Many of us between 40 and 50 miles per hour. Some good news, Drayton, you're about to fall into moderate flood stage after spending many days in major flood stage. That's good news. We'll have details in your forecast. More rain next.